Gregory, or I'm just going to say Greg, Greg's age is 5 years greater than 1/3 of Amanda's age. Amanda. Okay? Then we're told Gregory is 17. Here comes the question. If Amanda is X years old, I don't need to put the question mark, I'll just put the comma. What equation represents the relationship of Greg's and Amanda's age? Okay, so, wow, that's a lot to kind of figure out, but basically what we're going to do is we're just going to write an equation, and that equation we're going to solve, and when we solve the equation it'll tell us Amanda's age. So the first thing is, we don't know Amanda's age. So Amanda's age is the X. We're told that specifically in the problem itself. What's the relationship to Greg's age? Well, he is 5 years greater. We got to go back and look at what they say. He is 5 years greater than 1/3 of Amanda's age. So if we say 1/3 times X, that's Amanda's age, plus 5, that's Greg's age, isn't it? But what else do they tell us? He's 17. So could I say that 1/3 X plus 5 is equal to 17? Yeah, I definitely could. Is what a 7 or a 5? This? Oh, you're correct. It should be a 7. Good catch. That means you're paying attention. So now, I need to move things away from the X. The coefficient of X, the number in front of X, is always the last thing to move. So what I'm going to do is move the 5. To move the 5, I have to subtract 5 from both sides of the equal sign. That's what we call the subtraction, and you guys have to write this down. The subtraction property of equality. So when we talk about committing things to our memory 27 times, it's not only just seeing it and hearing it. So when I do an example problem and you see it on the screen and you hear me say it, that goes in your brain like twice. Once for seeing it on the screen, twice for hearing me say it. But then when you write it on the paper, you see it a third time. And there's another thing called muscle memory. So it's kind of like it's going in your brain a fourth time when you write it down. Every time I write this stuff down, these little side notes, and by the way, I don't do it because I want to give you guys carpal tunnel. It's an easy way to learn the material by writing it down, reading it, writing it down, reading it, seeing it, seeing it, seeing it. When you go to do the problem, you're going to know what I know. You're going to go, oh yeah, that's the subtraction property of equality. I remember that because I saw it, Mr. Adams said it. Then in my brain, I kind of read it to myself. I wrote it down, and then I looked at it. That's like 5 times. So if you do that every single time, that's how you memorize it. Okay? So anyways, 5 minus 5 is 0. 0 plus 1/3 x is just 1/3 x. And then 17 minus 5 is 12. We got a fraction there. Nobody likes fractions. How do I get rid of the fraction? Multiply it by the denominator. So if I multiply it by the denominator, remembering that I got to do that to both sides, take a guess what property of equality that is. Multiplication. Very good. So this is the multiplication property of equality. What's 1/3 of 3? Just 1. What's 1 times x? Just x. What's 12 times 36? Now what does that mean? It means that Amanda is actually 36. Okay? Any questions?